Hello, this is African Television Aftv News. First, the headlines. Africa's richest woman to expand banking empire to Namibia. Ambassador Power travels to West Africa. Ghana ambassador meets the Ghanaian community in the Netherlands. International gospel singer William McDowell storms Kenya for a live concert. Authorities assure Malawians of favorable rainfall. Nigerian coach gets FIFA nomination for award. And now, the news in details. African richest woman Angolan Isabel dos Santos is set to spread her banking empire into neighboring country Namibia after a banking license was approved by the country's central bank. Bank Big Namibia Limited is a subsidiary of Angola Bank Banco Big, which is 42.5% owned by the African's first woman billionaire, Isabel dos Santos, the daughter of the Angolan president José Eduardo dos Santos. Angola Bank Banco Big is one of the Angola's biggest banks, with estimated 200 branches across the country. Isabel dos Santos is reported by Forbes towards $3 billion. U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Samantha Power is currently on a trip to West African countries, including Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Ghana. Ambassador Power's trip to these West African countries that are most affected by the Ebola crisis is to demonstrate U.S. support for these nations and their effort to combat this deadly disease, and to draw attention to the need for increased support for the international response. While in the region, Ambassador Power will visit national Ebola coordination centers, meet with the U.S. personnel on ground from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, USAID, and the Department of Defense to discuss international efforts to combat Ebola with senior government officials and civil society, and coordinate with the representatives from the UN Mission for Ebola Emergency Response, the first ever UN Emergency Health Mission, and other UN leaders. The ambassador of Ghana to the Kingdom of the Netherlands, Dr. Tony Aido, met with the Ghanaian community in the Netherlands recently. Dr. Tony Aido took the initiative to meet with his people at a town hall meeting which took place in Den Haag for a mutual dialogue to establish and concretize the relationship of the embassy and the citizens of Ghana living in the Netherlands. African television was the gathering, and here is a clip of what transpired at the meeting.
Concerns or questions you ask have a technical ingredient, and therefore I'll let the appropriate sector heads deal with it. Let me deal with the issue of Ghanaian passports after acquisition of your dual citizenship or Dutch citizenship. Obviously, since in the process of acquiring a Dutch citizenship, you have to denounce your Ghanaian citizenship. It means that you have lost all the privileges that would have more or less been enjoyed by a Ghanaian citizen. You are no longer a Ghanaian citizen. And therefore, when you are going back to Ghana, you are obliged by both the community laws of the two countries and by international law to acquire a visa. But we do know that in practice, and here the consular division should advise me accordingly, whether in the process of denunciation you also surrender your Ghanaian passport. Yes. Good. Now, having surrendered your Ghanaian passport, what are to political propaganda and persuasion? Then there is also the historical fact that Ghana as a country was never, more or less, did not emerge as a nation that was formed through a historical process. Ghana was a nation created. There's a difference. Building a nation is not the same as created nation. Having been created in 1957, we find that the circumstances did not allow for the merger of tribal interests and so on and so forth. So to superimpose on these traditional divisions, to superimpose upon them partisan divisions is also a bit problematic for us. Fortunately,
one of the greatest international gospel artists and worship singer, William McDowell, famously known for his hit songs, I Give Myself Away, Withholding Nothing, and I'm Expecting, storms Kenya for an electrifying worship concert. The live concert holding at KICC has attracted over 3,000 Christian worshippers who are set for an afternoon of great worship with the man of God. The concert tagged Kenya is Arising will be a platform to inspire Kenyans to believe in more possibilities as a nation, and is a campaign to rally every citizen to both pray and play their roles in anticipation of what they have potentials to become. This event will set stage for Kenyans to come together in celebration of the hope they have in God to cause the nation to reach its fullest potential. McDowell serves as the lead pastor at Deeper Fellowship Church in Orlando, Florida. The government authorities responsible for rainfall forecasts in Malawi have assured farmers in the country of favorable and adequate rainfall in 2014-2015 farming season. According to a press release issued by the Ministry of Agriculture, Irrigation and Water Development, in collaboration Department of Climate Change and Meteorological Services in the Ministry of Natural Resources, Energy and Mining, rainfall forecast for 2014 and 2015 has indicated that there will be a favorable rainfall for agricultural production. It was stated that most of the areas in the country will receive normal rainfall during the season. The general public has therefore been advised to prepare the land early to ensure early planting and make ridges in a way to hold and conserve water. Plant early maturing crops and plant alternative drought-tolerant food crops such as cassava, sorghum, and millet. The coach of Nigeria under-20 female team, Peter the Devil, has been listed among 10 coaches across the world vying for the FIFA World Coach of the Year for women's football for 2014. The World Football Governing Body made public the list of the nominations as the Nigerian coach is put alongside the likes of Philippe Baguero from France national team and Meren Menet from Germany under-20 national team, amongst others. The Devils, who was only recently decorated with a national award by President Goodluck Jonathan, led Nigeria to the finals of the last Women Under-20 Women World Cup, where the Falconets narrowly lost to their German counterparts by a lone goal. While Nigeria gets a mention as the only African country in the shortlist of coaches, no player was selected in the Players' Award section. 10 coaches are contenders for the FIFA World Coach of the Year for Women's Football 2014, while 10 other women are contenders for the title of FIFA Women's World Player of the Year 2014. And that's the news for now. Until next time, my name is Funke. God bless you.